Good morning one and all. I welcome all the MPCS for second year students to the online classes. The summary of last lecture that we have discussed about transverse impedance. I have derived an expression for transverse impedance. Okay. So first part of first unit is successfully over. Let us discuss some problems in the first part, that is strings. Already in the previous lecture I have started one problem. One transverse wave is propagating according to this expression, and you have asked calculate its amplitude, wavelength, frequency and time period. Very important problem. How do we solve this problem? Just compare this expression with the general expression, that is y is equal to a sin of kx minus omega t. It is in the form of sin of kx minus omega t. So here I am comparing equations 1 and 2. After comparison, compare equations 1 and 2. So instead of a, here we are having 0.03, a is equal to 0.03. Instead of k, here we are having 3. Instead of omega, here we are having 2. So we have to find out all these four values. So the first value is amplitude only. So amplitude already I have calculated as 0.03 meters. So first answer is amplitude, its value is equal to how much? 0.03 meters. Coming to the second one, that is wavelength. So wavelength can be calculated from wave number. What is wave number? Since we have to remember this formula. Wave number is equal to k is equal to 2 pi by lambda. Wave number is represented by k. Already I have explained about wave number. 2 pi by lambda. I want to calculate lambda. Lambda is equal to 2 pi by k. Already I have written k value here. So lambda is equal to 2 into what is pi value? 3.14 by k value. How much? 3. So lambda is equal to, this becomes double, that is 6.28 by 3. So 3 2 ja 6, 3 8 ja 24, 4 will be remainder, put the decimal, already we are having decimal point, 4 becomes 40, right? No need to calculate say up to second decimal point, just to find out digit after first decimal point. One digit after decimal point. One digit after first decimal point is enough. So how many meters? The wavelength of the wave 2.8 meters, nearly 3 meters. Is that clear? Right. The next one is frequency. We have to calculate frequency. How do we calculate frequency? Already here we are having omega. What is omega? What is omega? They have given omega as 2. Omega, I am writing this value as it is here. Omega equal to 2 radians per second. Omega, angular frequency in terms of frequency. Angular frequency in terms of frequency, that is 2 pi nu. You can replace omega by 2 pi nu is equal to 2. So 2 gets cancelled. So I want to calculate frequency, third one. Frequency. If you know this relation, you can easily find out. So nu is equal to 1 by pi. 1 by pi. Nu is equal to 1 by 3.14. Nu is equal to 100 by 314. Nu is the put the decimal point. 100 becomes 1000. Already they have calculated. So this is already nu is equal to 0.3, nearly 314 means 300, 3s are 900, already here we are having 1000, so nearly 0.3 hertz. I have calculated frequency also. Coming to the period, time period, fourth bit, time period. If you calculate frequency, you can calculate time period. How? There is a relation between time period and frequency. Actually, these are the formulas. Here I have used omega is equal to 2 pi new formula. Here I have used k is equal to 2 pi by lambda formula. So t is equal to 1 by frequency means 0.3. So it becomes 10 by 0.3, 10 by 3, nearly 3 seconds. Time period approximately equal to 3 seconds. So this is about the problem. Important problem. This type of problem, they are frequently giving this type of problem in the annual examination. Clear? Let us do one more problem based on that velocity of transverse wave. Second problem is about velocity of transverse wave. Just listen carefully. Problems are very important from this first part. Definitely they will give one problem in the annual examination. Velocity they have given like this. The diameter of an iron wire is 1.2 millimeter. The diameter of an iron wire they have given like this. 1.2 millimeter. Diameter of the wire is given. If the speed of the transverse wave in the wire is 50 meter per second, they have given the velocity of transverse wave as 50 meter per second. Velocity or speed of the wave is given. Then what is the tension in the wire? What is the tension in the wire? What is the tension in the wire? And they have given density of the wire as 7.7 into 10 to the power of 2. 7.7 into 10 to the power of 2 kilogram per meter cube. So this is about the problem. They have given density, they have given velocity, they have given diameter of the wire, they are asking tension of the wire. So this is about transverse wave. They are mentioning the velocity of transverse wave. What is the formula for velocity of transverse wave? That is v equal to under root of t by mu. From this equation you can already v is given and t is asking, we have to find out mu. If you calculate mu value, already v is known value, so you can calculate tension. To calculate mu value only I am doing like this. Diameter is given. When this is diameter. When diameter is given, you can calculate radius. Diameter by 2. That is 1.2 by 2 gives how much? 0.6 millimeter. But we have to convert millimeter into meter. 0.6 into 10 to the power of minus 3. 1 meter equal to 1000 millimeters. So 1 millimeter equal to 1 by 1000 meters. Or you can convert to 6 into 10 to the power of minus 4 meters. Okay. I want to calculate mu value. What is mu? Mass per unit length. Mass per unit length. Mu is equal to mass per total mass of the wire by unit length. See, mu is equal to mass. Mass is equal to Vd by L. What is the definition for density? D for density. Density is equal to mass by volume. I want to calculate mass. On cross multiplication, mass is equal to density into volume. Instead of mass, here I am substituting as volume into density. What is the expression for volume of the cylinder? Because wire is having cylindrical shape. This is a wire. Wire is having cylindrical shape. What is the formula for volume of the cylinder? That is pi r square L. Pi r square L. Already we are having density by L. 1 L cancel. So finally I have calculated expression for linear mass density as pi r square d. You can remember this directly. So we are having two definitions, two expressions for linear mass density. One is total mass by total length of the wire, or pi into r means radius of the wire, D is the density of the wire. You can use one of the expression, but here they have given density. That is why I have calculated mu in terms of density. See, mu is equal. Pi means 3.14. Pi value means 3.14. R means diameter, radius. Just now only I have calculated 6 into 10 to the power of minus 4 whole square r square into density. Density of the wire, that is 7.7 into 10 to the power of 2. So from this you can calculate mu value directly. So after calculation of mu, you can calculate tension. How? Since V is equal under root of T by mu. But you have asked to calculate tension. Why I am considering this expression? Because they have mentioned the velocity of transverse wave in string. That is why I am using this expression. Squaring on both sides, V becomes V square. Square root will be cancelled. So tension, for tension, what is the formula? V square into mu. Already V value is given as 50. So it becomes 50 square. Mu value just now only I have calculated 3.14. 6 into 10 to the power of minus 4 whole square. 7.7 into 10 to the power of 2. Just multiply all these values, you will get the answer as some 2.176 newtons. Just use the calculator and find the calculators are allowed in the annual examination. So this is about the problem. So if you remember the velocity expression for velocity of transverse wave, you can calculate tension of the wire. Before that, we have to know what is mu. Mu means mass per unit length. Mu is known as what? Linear mass density. For mu, we are having two expressions in terms of mass and length, in terms of radius and density. Clear? Right. So this is about one problem. Let us discuss one more problem. Already we have discussed in this first part modes of vibrations in a stretched string. Long question. That is a long question. Modes of vibrations in a stretched string is a long question. In that question, I have derived an expression for fundamental frequency at first harmonic, second harmonic or first overtone, third harmonic, fourth harmonic, like that. So the formula that derived in that topic is a very important. That is the expression for fundamental frequency is a very important expression. So when string vibrating with single segment, single loop, the frequency of the string is known as what? Fundamental frequency or first harmonic, and its expression is 1 by 2L under root of T by mu. This expression you have to remember. Important expression for problems also. Now this question is not only important for theory, this question is also important for problems. While we are doing problems, we have to use this formula. Important formula. Let us discuss one problem here. The fundamental, they are mentioning the fundamental frequency. The fundamental frequency of vibration of a stretched string of length 1 meter. The length of the string is given. This is the string. Length of the string is given as 1 meter. 1 meter. And its frequency is given as some 256 hertz. Fundamental frequency of the string whose length is 1 meter is 256 hertz. Okay. Question is, find the frequency of the same string. Same string means length is same. Same string of half the original length. Okay, they are mentioning, let the initial length is 1 meter. Find the frequency of the string whose length is half of the previous one. First one is 1 meter. Second one will be half meter. Find the frequency of the same wire. Same wire means material is same. Maybe it is made with iron. Maybe in both the cases, this is first case, this is second case. They have given the length of the wire is 1 meter and its frequency is 256 hertz. And the question is, find the frequency of the same wire. Same wire means mu is same. Find the frequency of the same wire when the length of the wire becomes as half. Clear? So, which equation we have to use? What is the relation between nu and L? Inversely proportional. Nu is inverse first transverse law. Already I have explained first. Nu is inversely proportional to L. Or nu into L is equal to constant. This is the formula we have to use. So, or nu1 L1 is equal to nu2 L2. But I want to calculate nu2 value here. So, nu2 is equal to this value. Nu2 is equal to nu1 L1 by L2. Nu1 L1 by L2. So, frequency of the wire is equal to, already this is 256, this is 1 meter, this is half meter. This 2 goes into the numerator, multiplies 256, it becomes 512 hertz. Frequency will be doubled. If you know this relation, you can easily, how do we get this relation? Nu is directly proportional to 1 by L, or nu is equal to some constant by L. After considering constant, proportional becomes is equal. On cross multiplication, we get this relation. Already I have explained during that transverse laws in stretched string. 3 laws, very important for 4 marks. Transverse laws in stretched string is very important question for 4 marks. Actually, nu is inversely proportional to L, that is first law. Nu is directly proportional to square root of tension, second law. Nu is inversely proportional to square root of mu, third law. So, these 3 laws together are known as what? Transverse laws in stretched string. Very important for 4 marks. I have used the first law. Is that clear? In this way you can do problems. If you able to remember this formula, you can do number of problems based on this formula. Is it okay? Right. So first part of the first unit is successfully completed. So here I am going to explain the second part of first unit of your semester 4. That is second part, that is vibrations of bars. Vibrations of bars. First part, vibrations of strings. Second part, vibrations of bars. When string is vibrated, we observe only transverse waves. But when bar is vibrated, we can observe sometimes longitudinal waves, sometimes transverse waves. So this is the second part of the first unit. Vibration of bars. Vibration of bars. First of all, we have to know what is bar. A bar is a long rod, long length when compared to its area of cross section. When the rod is having long length when compared to its area of cross section, that is taken as a bar. That is taken as a bar. So this is the axis of the bar. This is the axis of the bar. This is about bar. So this second part of the unit 1, this is actually second part of the unit 1. Second part of the unit 1, that is bars, again divided into 2 parts. First part is about longitudinal waves. Second part is about transverse waves. Clear? Right. So today here I am going to explain the first part of this first part of bars, that is how longitudinal waves produced in bars. After completion of this part, I will explain transverse waves in bars. Listen carefully. So today here I am going to derive an expression for very important expression, velocity of a longitudinal wave a longitudinal wave in a bar. Velocity of a longitudinal wave in a bar. You have to find out an expression for velocity of longitudinal wave in a bar. Let us consider, diagram is very important. Let us consider a bar whose area of cross section is uniform. This is a bar whose area of cross section is small a. Here I am considering bar. A bar area of cross section is uniform. This is a bar. Clear? Right. Bar is having long length when compared to its area of cross section. Right. This is a bar. Let us consider one element whose name is AB. Here I am considering an element, name of this element be AB. And this plane, what is the area of cross section of this bar? Bar is having uniform area of cross section, that is small a. Area of cross section is equal to how much? Small a. I have considered an element whose name is AB, and A plane is situated at x distance from the first end, and B plane is situated at x plus dx distance from the first end. Then what is the length of this, original length of this element? Dx. X plus dx minus x gives what? That is the length of the given element in the rod. Okay, very good. Imagine this bar is executing longitudinal vibrations. When longitudinal wave is generally longitudinal during, what is longitudinal wave? When particles of the medium vibrating parallel to the direction of the propagation of the wave, that wave is known as what? Longitudinal wave. When longitudinal wave is traveling, all the planes are vibrating like this, because particles of the medium vibrate along the direction, not like this, they vibrate like this. So when this bar is allowing longitudinal waves, what happens? This A plane will be displaces to A dash, B plane will be displaces to B due to that vibration. Due to that vibration, the positions of A plane will be changes from A to A dash, and position of B plane changes from B to, imagine like that, B dash. B dash. What is the displacement of plane A that I am representing here? This is the displacement of first plane due to that wave. The first plane is displacing from A to A dash, that I am representing by Y. Due to the displacement of second plane from B to B dash, that I am representing as this gap, I am representing as Y plus dy. Is it okay? When longitudinal wave is passing through this bar, the plane A is shifted from A to A dash, B shifting from B to B dash. Definitely there will be some extension of the element occurs. What is the name of the element? AB. AB changes as A dash, B dash. So I want to calculate how much extension is there due to that longitudinal vibration. Before that, I have to calculate this y plus dy value individually. Since from Taylor series, I have used already Taylor series in strings, that is f of x plus d delta x. I have used this expression f dash x f of x plus f dash x delta x plus f double dash x delta x whole square by 2 factorial like that. This is Taylor series. Why I am considering this Taylor series? To calculate this y plus dy instead of x plus delta x, here we are having y plus dy. So y plus dy can be written as y, and what is the differentiation of y along x direction? Dou y by dou x into dx. This wave is traveling along x direction into dx plus dou square y by dou x square dx whole square by 2 factorial plus and so on. Actually, in our physics always we have to consider first two terms of the expansion. We have to neglect higher order terms. Higher order terms means second and third orders and so on. Simply I am considering first two terms of the expansion, that is y plus dou y by dou x into dx. Neglecting higher order terms. Higher order terms. Simply I am neglecting higher order terms, so that I have approximated y plus dy as y plus dou y by dou x into dx. Let this is equation number 1. Why I have calculated this y plus dy? I want to calculate the extension of the bar. So the extension of the element, because the element actual element length is dx. Due to the longitudinal wave, the element is there is some elongation of the element occurring from AB to A dash B dash. That I want to calculate. Before that, we have to calculate y plus dy. I will continue this topic in our next class. Until then, bye bye.